Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rakshama.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Rakshama.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Pahina.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Pahina.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Raghava Rakshama.
Rama Rama,
Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahina.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahina.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare.
Thank you. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. 40th number no chapter આજે કરીશું and then Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. That's okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So we'll start with 15, number 15, number 40th chapter of Krishna book. I'll share the screen. Okay, these prayers by Akrura. So last week we saw Akrura's return journey and his vision to Vishnu Loka, of Vishnu Loka. So today we are not doing any question answer session because we have to do this practice demo quiz. So that's why we are just going to the next chapter, which is prayers by Akrura. So first paragraph we would like to read and explain also.
I can read.
Yeah, yes, please start.
Prayers by Akrura. Akrura offered his prayers as follows. My dear Lord, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you because you are the supreme cause of all causes and the original inexhaustible personality, Narayana. From your navel a lotus flower grows, and from that lotus Brahma, the creator of this universe, is born. Since Brahma is the cause of this universe, you are the cause of all causes. The elements of this cosmic manifestation, earth, water, fire, air, ether, ego, and the total material energy, as well as nature, the marginal energy, the living entities, the mind, the senses, the sense objects, and the demigods, who control the affairs of the cosmos, are all produced from your body.
Explain that.
Akrura offers his prayer to Lord Vishnu and saying that offering his respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna because Lord Krishna is the supreme cause of all the causes. As mentioned earlier, that Lord Brahma emanates from Lord Krishna's navel.
Yes.
And that is why Lord Brahma is the cause of the entire earth. You are the cause of all causes.
Yes.
And since Brahma is the cause of this universe, not only, sorry, not Earth, the whole universe is created by Brahma. So basically, Brahma is born out of Lord Vishnu's navel. So Lord Vishnu is to be called or to be believed as the um, producer of all, which
Yes.
includes um, not only the material worlds, but the material energy as well as the nature and marginal energy and the living entities as well as the mind. And as we know that Lord Vishnu resides in all of us. So he is also the um, controller of our mind and the senses and the sense objects, and even the demigods who control the affairs of the universe. So eventually, everything is produced from Lord Vishnu's body. So we are all part and parcel of Lord Vishnu, and that is what Akrura is praying.
Very nice. Very deep meaning, actually. Very nice.
Yes, it
Who
says that
understands this?
cosmic manifestation, which is earth, water, fire, air, ether, and then
Mm,
after these are the five basic elements, and then
mm,
after it also mentions about the ego
yeah.
and the total material energy. Mataji, can you please explain about this ego? Is it the false ego is different or this is the same one?
Yeah, this is the false ego. Yes. Mind,
Okay,
intelligence, and false ego.
yes.
So, ego
Intelligence and
is like it was originally, ego exists in the spiritual world also, but in the material world, it's perverted reflection. So it becomes a false ego. So ideally, Krishna created ego, but then in the material world, it becomes false ego because material nature, as we know, is contaminated with three modes of material nature. So as soon as a living entity enters this material nature, he is forced to go through these three modes of material nature, which is mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So because of that, this spiritual world is perverted reflection of like material world is a perverted reflection of spiritual world. So this transforms into false ego in the material world. So yes, and what is total material energy is Mahatattva, like the ingredients, right, to make all these kinds of things: water, air, fire, ether, ego, senses, mind, intelligence, living entities, marginal, whatever, and the nature, the demigods, whatever you say, everything comes out if this total material energy. So there are actually 24 elements, but 25th is the total material energy, which is Mahatattva. And 26th, if you say, is the super soul. That is also existing everywhere in the material nature. Super soul is none other than Lord Vishnu, as you said, Shirodaksha Vishnu, four-handed form of Lord Krishna. So yeah, so that's why everything comes from Krishna, even the total material energy, which is the raw material to make this material world. So actually everything is spiritual world. This is also spiritual world. But in the spiritual world, uh, 1/4 of the spiritual world is covered by a cloud, like a dark cloud, which is Mahatattva. So then the spiritual world becomes dark on that in that region. So that is in that region, this material world starts to manifest. Once this Brahma, Lord Brahma, emanates from um, Lord Vishnu, Lord Mahavishnu's navel. Lord Garbhodaksha is Vishnu's navel. So Lord Mahavishnu, when he breathes out, millions of universes comes out, right? And so in each of these universes, Mahavishnu enters as Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And from Garbhodaksha Vishnu, his navel, a lotus flower emanates. And on that lotus flower, Lord Brahma is born. So and also other living entities are there, but first born person is Brahma. So that lotus flower is golden in color, because all the living entities are there. So when when there is annihilation, everything get destroyed, then everybody goes inside Lord Mahavishnu's stomach, like tummy. And then when everything is created, then the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu has everyone in his tummy. And then from the lotus flower, this Brahma and all these people, all the living entities, not only people, but living entities come out. And first of all, Brahma takes birth. And after Brahma takes birth, he gets some realization through Krishna's mercy, and he starts creating. So Krishna is the primary creator, and Brahma is the secondary creator. Okay, in that way. Okay, the second paragraph. Who will read? Can start reading.
I can read, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, thank you. Hare Krishna.
You are the super soul of everything, but no one knows your transcendental form. Everyone within this material world is influenced by the modes of material nature. Even demigods like Lord Brahma, being covered by the influence of material nature, do not exactly know your transcendental existence beyond the cosmic manifestation of the three modes of material nature. Great sages and mystics worship you as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original cause of all living entities, all cosmic manifestation, and all demigods. They worship you as all-inclusive. Some of the learned Brahmanas also worship you by observing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. They offer different kinds of sacrifices in the name of different gods. And there are others also who are fond of worshipping transcendental knowledge. They are very peaceful, and after giving up all kinds of material activities, they engage in the sacrifice known as Gnana Yajna, the philosophical search for you. I think here what Akrura means is he is beyond the three modes of material nature, which even like we can't, like even Lord Brahma can't understand as well. So because of the influence of the material nature. So that shows us why, I think, Mataji, like why we can't realize, even though he's within us as Paramatma, we can't recognize that because of the influence of the material nature.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. So people worship him by different kinds of sacrifices, but then ultimately they are very peaceful after giving up all kinds of material activities. They engage in the sacrifice known as Gnana Yajna, the philosophical search for you. So people keep searching for the absolute truth, but it's still not that easy to understand Krishna, because as Prabhu said, he's transcendental to the three modes of material nature. So we are in the material world. So how we can understand? He's in Shuddha Sattva, Vishuddha Sattva, or pure mode of goodness. That's why some Vaishnavas also, people say that you should never interpret a Vaishnava's behavior, or you should never guess a Vaishnava, because a Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava, is also above three modes of material nature. So in olden time, people knew Bhagavad Gita without reading it even. So this is their knowledge. And people say that Bhagavatam is like not of so much of use. I always get surprised when I read such kind of like what knowledge Nanda Maharaj had when he was saying to Kamsa. First, he pacified Kamsa when he was going to kill Devki. So Nanda Maharaj spoken almost whole Bhagavad Gita to Kamsa. So it's very strange, but people don't believe in Bhagavatam reading or like that. But this old time, these people were so knowledgeable. Maitreya Rishi, and they are just Bhagavatam, their book themselves. Yes. Who else would like to read?
I can
Yes,
read.
yes, Mataji, please.
You are the super soul of everything. Sorry, that's been done.
There are also devotees.
There are also devotees there are also devotees known as
Bhag
Bhagavatas who worship you as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After being properly initiated in the method of
Pancharatra.
Pancharatna, Pancharatra, Pancharatra.
Yes, Mataji. This is a book written by, spoken by Narad Muni, Pancharatrika Vidhi, how to worship Krishna and his paraphernalia. The information about that, like ISKCON is following Pancharatrika Vidhi to worship Krishna.
Uh-huh.
So the rituals, especially to worship Krishna. What should be followed, what not should be done, all the rules, law book.
Okay, right. After being properly initiated in the method of Pancharatra, they decorate their bodies with tilak and engage in worshipping your different forms of Vishnu Murti. There are others also known as Saivitis, followers of different acharyas who worship you in the form of Lord Shiva.
Yeah. So tell me.
Yes, if you can explain.
Yes. So first we saw that there are gnanis, right? One class we saw in the last paragraph that there are gnanis who try to search Krishna and by their mental speculation, what he might be, what he might be this, he might be this and that. But then there are devotees who are called Bhagavatas. Like I said that the Vaishnavas, you should never interpret a behavior of Vaishnava because he is very close to Krishna. So they are called Bhagavatas because they are following actually Bhagavatam. They are living life as per Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So in Krishna's time, all this Nanda Maharaja and they were Bhagavatas. So they are completely in. Actually, they have come from the spiritual world only. But in this material world also, we can see that gurus like Srila Prabhupada, his disciples, they are Bhagavatas. They are following completely Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So they are called Bhagavatas. And they then Pancharatra, they get initiated, right? In ISKCON, we follow Pancharatra. They and same as like what he's saying, Akrura is saying. So they like in Pancharatra, this is all he's written that one should mark this body with the tilaka and then purify himself, and one should take bath 3 or 4 times a day. Is like 5 times actually. This the people who worship who are inside the altar. So every time they go inside the altar, they have to take bath. So this is all the laws they have written in Pancharatra. So Narada Pancharatra, this book is called. And then he's saying that Shaivites, so the followers of Lord Shiva, they also worship you in the form of Lord Shiva. So in short, Lord Shiva has also come from Krishna only. So Krishna is the cause of all causes. Yes, next paragraph. सुनीता माता जी आप ट्राई करेंगे?
हाँ, sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that worship of demigods is also indirectly worship of the Supreme Lord. But such worship is not orthodox because the worshipable Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayana, demigods such as Brahma and Shiva are incarnations of the material qualities, which are also emanations from the body of Narayan. Actually, there was no one existing before the creation except Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The worship of a demigod is not on the same level as worship of Narayan. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mother, please explain whatever you understand.
From this verse, what I can understand is so worshipping any demigod is indirectly worshipping Lord Narayan, and when this planet was created, there was only Lord Narayan. There were no such demigods were existing. I would not be able to explain in brief, but this is what my understanding is.
Yes, Mother, very perfect. Actually, whatever you are saying is very perfect. That in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that Yapi anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvita teapi mameva konte yajante avidhi purvak. Whoever worships demigod, that they are also worshipping me only, but avidhi purvakam. Like not officially, but everything like Yagna Bhokta or Yagna Purush is Krishna. So everything ultimately goes to Lord Narayana only. So why not to worship straight away Krishna?
Krishna.
So because here it is written the worship of demigod is not at all at the same level of worship of Narayana. So in Bhagavad Gita, 2-3 praises they have written, like in 7th chapter also it is there that I remember just now and I forgot. So there also Krishna says that I'll remember later maybe. So there also he says that you should worship me only. So in many verses he says in Bhagavad Gita, yeah. याम्यां तनुं भक्तां श्रद्धया अर्चितुमिच्छति तस्य तस्य चलां श्रद्धां तां ये त्वया श्रद्धया युक्तस्तस्य आराधने लीयते लभते च कामान् मय्येव विहितान् हितान्. अभी next two paragraph Prabhupada will give inside this verse soon, because in that verse Krishna says that whatever they do for demigod, ultimately it is reaching me only. Mayeva vihitan hitan. So 2-3 times in different ways Krishna is saying the same thing in Bhagavad Gita in different verses and different chapters. So here Akrura is saying the same thing, that although they worship the demigods like Lord Shiva or incarnations of material qualities, like Lord Brahma is the incarnation of material quality of goodness, and Shiva is the material quality of ignorance, while Lord Vishnu is Brahma is mode of passion, right? And Shiva is ignorance, but Vishnu is mode of goodness. So as per their people's mindset, like whoever is in mode of passion, they will worship Lord Brahma, and whoever stays in ignorance, they might worship Shiva or Kali Mata or like that. So as per people's understanding, they worship different gods and demigods, but ultimately everything goes to Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, Khyati Mataji.
Mataji, you just said that Shiva and Brahma are also the material incarnations of the material qualities. Like mode of patience is Brahma.
Yes.
And mode of ignorance is
Shiva.
Shiva.
Like, no, he's not in ignorance, but he takes care of people who are in mode of ignorance.
Yes.
Okay. So because Lord Shiva is so merciful, that who will give shelter to the Bhut and Pishach? So Lord Shiva gives shelter to such kind of people, such kind of ghastly people.
Okay. So does it mean like those three qualities, patience, ignorance, and ego, we can denote three lords, demigods like Brahma to patience,
Yes.
and Shiva to ego, or Shiva to ignorance?
Ignorance. Ego is a different thing.
Okay.
So
all right.
three modes of material nature are goodness, passion, and ignorance. So Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, they take charge of all this, like one by one, three things, three modes of material nature. So goodness is for Lord Vishnu, passion is for Lord Brahma, and Shiva is taking care of mode of ignorance. The Jiva is in mode of ignorance. He is not in mode of ignorance. We should always remember this, because they are the pure devotees of Krishna. So but they gave shelter to such kind of people. That's why. So most of time in mode of goodness, whoever is in mode of goodness, they will go to worship Krishna or Vishnu. And whoever is in mode of passion, because we don't have Brahma temples nowadays, because he was being cursed by someone that you will not find any of your temples on the earth. So we can find one or two maybe temples in the whole earth for Brahma, worshipping Brahma. So nobody worship Brahma, but in passion sometimes people go to Shiva, and ignorance goes to Kali Mata. But these are the primary devatas. That's why it is written like that.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Next, who would like to read?
I'll read Mataji.
Yes, please, Mataji. I thought you were traveling or something. Yes.
Yeah. Akrura said, although the minds of those who are devotees of the demigods are fixed on a particular demigod, because you are the soul, you are the super soul of all the living entities, including the demigods, worship of the demigods indirectly goes to you. Sometimes after flowing down from the mountains during the rainy season, small rivers fail to reach the sea. Some reach the sea and some do not. Similarly, worshippers of the demigods may or may not reach you. There is no guarantee. Their success depends on the strength of the worship. Yeah, so Akrura says that all the minds of the devotees who has fixed their minds in demigods, in particular demigod, because they do not know that Krishna is the super soul of all the living entities, including the demigods. They worship the demigods indirectly, which goes to Lord Krishna. So I can give an example, because yesterday only we celebrated Govardhan Puja. When Lord Krishna came to this earth, Nand Maharaj was worshipping Indradev, and he just said that instead of worshipping Indra, just worship to Govardhan Hill, and Govardhan Hill is Krishna himself. So, which gives, I think, all the necessities that Vrindavan needs.
Yeah.
So same thing. He has given the example that flowing down from the mountains during the rainy season, small rivers, they do reach the sea, but some of them do not. Some do. So who reach the sea, they are just like the worshippers of the demigod who do not reach, and there is no guarantee that if you worship that indirectly to the demigods, there is no guarantee that you will go back to the spiritual world. But if you worship directly to Krishna, then you will definitely reach to the spiritual world. That's what is my understanding, Mataji.
Yes, yes. Most of time demigods forward the person towards Krishna, but depends on the strength of their worship. It is written. What is the strength of their worship? Is purity. Like if they are doing Ganesha's seva with pure bhava, not because of business. Most of the time, kames teste ritagnana prapadyante anya devata. In the 7th chapter, Krishna says, kames teste ritagnana. Because of some material desires, most of the times people go to demigods. They don't go to Krishna for material desires. So because of they want to do some business, आज एक coconut offer किया तो कल मुझे क्या मिलेगा करके, या 100 coconut offer किए. Though that's why so their rita gnana, their intelligence is lost. Kame se rita gnana prapadyante aparata gnana, like prapadyante anya devata. ठीक है, तो उनको desire इतने सारे हैं, because of their desires their intelligence has been lost, right? And so they go to different demigods for fulfilling their desires, for material desires, not spiritual desires. Spiritual desires are good, but material desires are bad. So they go to different demigods and they worship. So if they go to such demigods like this for their fulfilling their material desires, then they might not go to, they might not get forwarded to Krishna. Just like here it is said that all the rivers don't go to sea, don't reach sea. So, but if some person goes to the demigod just with a innocent like just seva, then he might forward. Like we can see in ISKCON, many people are from Shiva Sampradaya. They, even I am Brahmana, so I was worshipping Shiva. We were worshipping Laddu Gopal also, but then also main was Sri Shiva. But then slowly we transformed into ISKCON people. So so depends on like how we are worshipping. If we are worshipping Lord Shiva without any material desire, then Lord Shiva says like asks us that you can move to now Lord Krishna. You can dedicate yourself to Krishna. So depends. Yes. So these are the steps how people progress in towards Krishna. Charu Mataji. અરવિંદ પ્રભુ તમે વાંચી શકશો? હરે કૃષ્ણ. ઓકે. સાકેત પ્રભુ યા ખ્યાતિ માતાજી, anyone?
Hare Krishna.
હરે કૃષ્ણ માતાજી વાંચો.
According to the Vedic principles, when a worshipper worships a particular demigod, he also conducts some ritual for Narayana, Yagneshwara for, as it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. The demigods cannot fulfill the desires of their worshippers without the sanction of Narayana or Krishna. The exact words used in the Bhagavad Gita are Mayeva Vihitan Hitan, which means that the demigods can award some benediction after being authorized by the Supreme Lord. When a demigod worshipper comes to his senses, he can reason as follows. The demigods can offer benedictions only after being empowered by the Supreme Lord, so why not worship the Supreme Lord directly? Such a worshipper of the demigods may come to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but others who take the demigods as all in all cannot reach the ultimate goal.
So here it is.
Mataji, it just states similar things what you have just explained.
Yes,
that
yes.
even though we worship any demigods, they can only fulfill the desires only after those are get sanctioned by the Supreme Personality, which is Narayana or Krishna. So
Yes.
why not to worship the Supreme Lord directly?
Yes. Yes, good.
And this is also mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as Mayeva Vihitan Hitan.
ये तया श्रद्धा युक्त तस्याराधनमीयते लभते च तथा कामन मय्येव विहितानि. So whoever ये त्वया श्रद्धया युक्त तस्याराधनमीयते means whoever wants to like whoever has faith in some demigod, like I have faith in Lord Ganesha, I will go to Lord Ganesha. ये त्वया श्रद्धया युक्त तस्याराधनमीयते लभते च तथा कामम. Now how Ganesha will deliver my desire to me, what I desire? Through Krishna. Mayeva Hivitanitan, sanctioned by Krishna. He will ask Krishna, okay, shall I give? He will say, okay, fine, give her. She wants it since long, give her. So he will give him. Okay, so finally it is sanctioned by Krishna, authorized by Krishna. Okay, next paragraph. Sunita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Akrura continued to pray, "My dear Lord, the whole world is filled with the three material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everyone within this material world is covered by these modes, from Lord Brahma down to the non-moving plants and tree. My dear Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you because you are beyond the influence of three modes. Except for you, everyone is being carried away by the waves of three modes. My dear Lord, fire is your mouth, the earth is your feet, the sun is your eye, the sky is your navel, and the direction are your ears. Space is your head, the demigods are your arms, the ocean and seas are your abdomen, and the winds are air and your strength and vitality. All the plants and herbs are the hair on your body, the clouds are the hair on your head, the mountains are your bones and nails, the days and nights are the blinking of your eyelids. Prajapati, the progenitor, is your genital, and the rains are your semens. So, in this paragraph, continue करना माताजी.
नहीं माताजी बोलिए.
Okay, so in this paragraph, Akrura is saying to Lord Narayan, is basically he's describing his entire body, and this is what do you call Virat. He's talking about the Virat Swarup of Narayan, Lord Narayan.
Yes, opulence of Krishna, like Vibhuti Yoga and 10th chapter, in which all this is described, like sun is his eyes and similar to Vaman avatar explanation, Mataji. Yes, similar to that. So basically this is all explained in Bhagavad Gita, and just as Prabhu is saying that in Vaman avatar also. So like everything is, in short, is everything comes from Krishna. Whatever best part you see in this material world is coming, like ability in man. If you say, if you see any ability in us, that is man. That is Krishna. So and then it is written, goodness, passion, everything, everyone within this material world is covered by this, from Lord Brahma to non-moving plants. You are beyond the influence of three modes of material nature. Okay. Yes, Khyati Mataji.
Mataji, it could be the silly question, the basic one, but I always forget to ask you. And I try to find it on the dictionary, but it doesn't give me that much understanding about opulences and transcendental, and the third were obeisances. Obeisances
means pranam, yes.
Okay.
And
Opulences means Vaibhav.
Vaibhav, yes.
But
Vibhuti.
then you just said, I don't understand much.
Vibhuti Yoga. Like 10th chapter is Vibhuti Yoga, opulence of Krishna. Vibhuti.
Okay.
Like almost Vaibhav only. You can say Vaibhav. Yes. So Vibhuti means opulence, like whatever is the best is his. So Vibhuti. And then the third, what did you ask? Transcendental. Like above. Transcendental or spiritual. Actually spiritual. Transcendental is more relevant to spiritual. But it also means above. Like it transcends this three modes of material nature. It goes above this. And actually the meaning is spiritual. Transcendental means spiritual. Transcendental knowledge means spiritual knowledge.
Very good.
Okay, so you don't need to remember all those things, like sun is his eyes and the hair, the herbs and those things. So this is just what he wants to appreciate Krishna's opulences. That's why he's saying. Yes, Saket Prabhu, Can you read? और रितु माता जी is coming, has come. रितु माता जी आप पढ़ सकते हैं कि busy? Yes, Saket Prabhu, you can read maybe.
Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Mataji.
yes, Mataji.
You can read, Mata ji.
Yeah.
You can.
Chapter 40, Mataji.
Yes, my dear Lord.
My dear Lord, all living entities, including different grades of demigods and different grades of overlords, kings, and other living entities, are resting in you as parts and parcel of the big unit. One cannot know you by experimental knowledge. One can simply understand your transcendental existence to be like the great ocean, in which different grades of living entities are included, or like the udambra fruit out of which small mosquitoes come. My dear Lord, whatever eternal forms and incarnations you accept when you appear in this world are meant for relieving the living entities of their ignorance, illusion, and lamentation. All people, therefore, eternally glorify your activities.
Therefore, can
No,
appreciate the incarnation. Sorry, Mataji, I only did a mistake. Yeah. All people, therefore, can appreciate the incarnations and pastimes of your Lordship and eternally glorify your activities.
no. Can I read, Mataji?
Yes.
No one can estimate how many forms and incarnations you have, nor can anyone estimate the numbers of universes that are existing with you. Let me, therefore,
from Mataji, ये explain कर देते हैं. Can you explain, Mataji? Just read one line and explain.
Mataji, please, you explain very well.
Mataji, you know Bhagavad Gita very well, Mataji. You can nicely
No,
explain.
Mataji, my mind is,
Yeah, you are
this
just you have
is-
just come up from outside. Yes, I understand. Yeah. So, my dear Lord, all living entities, including different grades of demigods and different grades of overlords, kings, and other living entities, are resting in you as parts and parcels. So we know that we are all coming from Krishna, including the demigods. So, so we can't understand Krishna by our own knowledge, because Krishna is above everything. Like he is great, super great grandfather. So how we can understand? And simply, one can understand simply by the great ocean, in which different grades of. So, like in you there remains like multifarious creatures. So many other different kinds of creatures are emanating from you. All people, therefore, can appreciate the incarnation and pastimes of your Lordship and eternally glorify your activity. No one can estimate how many forms incarnations you have, nor can. So in Bhagavatam, it says that they in Bhagavatam authorized 26 or 24 incarnations has been written, but there are millions of Krishna's incarnations till now. Krishna is incarnated in millions of forms. So just 26 or 24, they are the main incarnations, but every now and then Krishna comes in different incarnations. Even people say that Prabhupada is also a Manjari. So the work he did as per that. So he has multifarious forms, and everyone is coming from him only. All the incarnations, he is like a fountainhead of all the incarnations. He's the main person. Okay, next one. Next, Saket Prabhu, you can read. No, sorry.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the fish incarnation, who appeared in the ocean of devastation, although your Lordship is the cause of all causes. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the High Griva incarnation, who killed the two demons, Madhu and Kaitaba. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who appeared as a gigantic tortoise that held up the great mountain Mandara, and who appeared as a boar that rescued the earth planet, which had fallen into the water of the Garbhodaka. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto you, Lordship, who appeared as Narasimhadeva, deliver all kinds of devotees from the fearful condition of atheistic atrocities. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who appeared as Vamanadeva and covered the three worlds simply by extending your lotus feet. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who appeared as the Lord of the
Bhrugus.
Lord of the Brugus, in order to kill all the infidel administrators of the world. And let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who appeared as the Lord Rama to kill demons like Ravana. You are worshipped by all devotees as the chief of the Raghu dynasty. Lord Ramachandra, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who appeared as Lord Vasudeva, Lord Sankarsana, Lord Pradyumna, and Lord Aniruddha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who appear as Lord Buddha to bewilder the atheistic and demoniac. And let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who appear as Kalki to chastise the so-called royal order degraded to the abominable condition of the Mlechas, who are below the jurisdiction of Vedic regulative principles.
Yes, Prabhu.
I think here Akrura is
All the, yeah,
all
correct.
the avatars, Dashavataras, Mataji.
Yes,
So, and giving us why Lord appeared in different avatars and how
yes,
he rescued Earth, rescued devotees, and
yeah.
punished the demons. You know, like all those things. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So even the first quadruple expansion of Krishna, they also come from Krishna. Here it is written, I offer my respect. So Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna, they are the first expansion of first expansion is Balram. Then from Balram comes all these four expansion, first quadruple expansion. Then there is a second quadruple expansion. So that's why Ete Chamsha Kala Pumsha. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. In Bhagavatam it says. So these are the Kala. Kala means incarnations of incarnations. So Mahavishnu is one of the incarnations of incarnations. So so that's why it is called, but Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. So he is the Krishna is Lord, like Bhagavan, all who has all six opulences together, based of knowledge, based of beauty, based of fame, based of strength, based of Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Yes, sir. So knowledge, renunciation, beauty, fame, strength, and I'm forgetting. So there are six: beauty, knowledge. I'm forgetting one by one. I'm remembering one and then forgetting. So there are six opulences, all in full. So that's if you find such kind of person, that's only Krishna. Knowledge, beauty, renunciation, fame, strength, and power. No.
Wealth, Mataji. Wealth.
Wealth. Yes, wealth.
Wealth,
Yes.
fame, strength, influence, beauty, and renunciation. Mataji.
Yes, wealth.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So these six kinds of opulences only Krishna has all together. No other personality or no other of his incarnations also have. Yes, next paragraph. Vaishali Mataji, Maji Shaksa.
Yes, Mataji. My dear Lord, everyone within this material world is conditioned by your illusory energy. Under the impression of false identification and false possession, everyone is transmigrating from one body to another on the path of fruitive activities and their reactions. My dear Lord, I am no exception among these conditioned souls. I am falsely thinking myself happy in possessing my home, wife, children, estate, property, and friends. In this way, I am acting as if in a dreamland because none of these are permanent. I am a fool to be always absorbed in thoughts of such things, accepting them as permanent truths. My dear Lord, due to my false identification, I have accepted as permanent everything which is non-permanent, such as this material body, which is not spiritual and is the source of all kinds of miserable conditions. Being bewildered by such concepts of life, I am always absorbed in thoughts of duality and I have forgotten you, who are the reservoir of all the transcendental pleasure. I am bereft of your transcendental association, just being just like a foolish creature who leaves a watering hole covered by water nourished vegetation and goes in search of water in the desert. The conditioned souls wants to quench their thirst, but they do not know where to find water. They give up the spot where there is actually a reservoir of water and run into the desert where there is no water. My dear Lord, I am completely incapable of controlling my mind, which is now driven by the unbridled senses and is attracted by fruitive activities and their results. Therefore, my intelligence is very misery. My dear Lord, your lotus feet cannot be appreciated by any person in the conditioned stage of material existence, but somehow or other, I have come near your lotus feet, and I consider this to be your causeless mercy upon me. You can act in any way because you are the supreme controller. I can thus understand that when a person becomes eligible to be delivered from the path of repeated birth and death, it is only by your causeless mercy that he comes near to your lotus feet and becomes attached to your devotional service. Hari Bol Mataji, this is all relating to us, Mataji.
This is a summary of Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
We cannot imagine their intelligence. They are so well versed and so humble, Akrura. So nice.
Yes. Feels like he's talking on behalf of all of us, Mataji.
Yeah. Self-realized souls.
Yes. So there is nothing to explain, Mata. You can explain better because I'm reading it and I feel like I'm reading it. I feel like it's for me only, you know.
No, you can read, Mata. You can otherwise, like, how can we ourselves realize? No, if we explain, then it's better.
Yes. Akrura says, my dear Lord, that everyone in this world is conditioned by by Krishna's illusory energy, and we are all under impression of false identification, false possession, you know, and migrating from one body to another because of all the all the karmas that we do and their reactions. And he says that I'm no exception, same as us, because we are all the conditioned souls. He falsely keeps on thinking that his happiness is in, you know, in wife, husband, children, property, friends, and all these material things in this world. So he's acting like as if he's in a dreamland, which is not permanent, and still he's an absorbed in such things, thinking as it is a permanent truth, but it's all due to the false identification he has accepted as permanent, which is non-permanent, such as material body, which is not spiritual and is source of all kinds of miserable conditions. So just being bewildered with such concepts of life, he is always absorbed in thoughts of duality, which he has forgotten Lord Krishna, who is the reservoir of all the transcendental pleasure. And with the transcendental association, with the bereft transcendental association, just like being a foolish creature who leaves the watering hole covered by the water nourished vegetation. So it's just like a person who is very thirsty. He just goes in search of water in desert, but he can't find water in the desert. So the conditioned souls wants to quench their thirst, but they do not know where to find the water. So they give up the spot where there is actually a reservoir of water and run into the desert where there is no water. So he says, "Oh Lord, I'm completely incapable of controlling my mind, which is driven by the unbridled senses, and it attached by the fruitive activities and their results." So his intelligence is very in misery, and then he prays that, "My dear Lord, your lotus feet cannot be appreciated by a person in the conditioned state of material existence. By somehow or other, he has to come to lotus feet and consider this to be a causeless mercy upon him. In this way, he can act in this way, because Lord Krishna is the supreme controller. And when a person becomes eligible to be delivered from the path of repeated birth and death, then only Lord Krishna's causeless mercy can bring him nearer to the lotus feet and become attached to the devotional service, as the way we are going, slowly, step by step, going to this path, Mataji.
It's pure mercy of Krishna and the
Yes.
Vaishnava.
Yeah.
It is said that whenever you, how a person can come out of conditioned state, no? So once we asked Shaman Prabhu this question, Shaman Prabhu said that it is only possible if you come across like a person, for a person like we are still okay, but for a person who is highly sinful, very, very bad person. So because of his karma, it's so cyclic reaction, like birth after birth, he has to suffer, right? For his activities, whatever he's doing, because of lots of sins are gathered. So how he gets delivered? That was the question. So then Shamanan Prabhu said that only if that person, if by Krishna's mercy, again by Krishna's mercy, causeless mercy, if he comes across a Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava, then he can get delivered. So by Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So by Guru's mercy we get Krishna, Krishna's mercy we get Guru, and that's how we get Bhakti Lata Bija. And then from that Bija, first Ado Shraddha, Tato Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, then Astha Nishtha Ruchi, Bhav Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, like that 9 processes for devotional service that comes into picture. But first of all, we should meet a pure person who can deliver us, Guru. So that's how we can come out of this entanglement of repeated birth, like birth and death, and reactions of chain reactions of our karmas. And also how to worship Krishna, here it is said. So सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम तत्परत्वेन निर्मलम. So ये मेरा भाई, मेरा घर, मेरा पत्नी, मेरा बेटा, ऐसे सब छोड़ के करना पड़ेगा तो ये होगा. Gnana karmadi anavritam. What is gnana? Like Gnanavadi, they say that this is my home, and karmis, karmis, they will say this is my home, this is my wife, this is my children. And Gnanis, they will say this is mine, I and mine. So I-ness and mine-ness. So that needs to be go away before. Then anukulina Krishna Shivam, Bhakti Ruttam. Then whatever is favorable to Krishna, that we have to do. Then only we can come out of these things. Not what is favorable to us. Yes, next paragraph. Shall I read? Okay. Akrura
I
fell
can
down.
read.
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Akrura fell down before the Lord and said, "My dear Lord, your transcendental, eternal form is full of knowledge. Simply by concentrating one's mind upon your form, one can understand in full knowledge everything that be, because you are the original source of all knowledge. You are the supreme powerful, possessing all kinds of energies. You are the supreme Brahman and the supreme person, supreme controller and the master of the material energies. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you because you are Vasudeva, the resting place of all creation. You are the all pervading supreme personality of Godhead, and you are also the supreme soul residing in everyone's heart and giving direction to act. Now, my Lord, I am completely surrendered unto you. Please give me your protection. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, please explain. We are running
Uh,
out of. You can explain.
Akrura fell down and said that Lord Krishna, you are the supreme person or supreme controller. You are the master of all the material energies, and that's why you are the original source of all the knowledge. And then I offer my respectful obeisances unto you because you are the Vasudeva where all creation can rest. Supreme personality of Godhead, and you are also the supreme soul residing in everyone's heart. And so, yes, Lord Krishna resides in each one of us inside our heart and gives us the direction on how to act. Maybe this is what we call as gut, like sixth sense.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm completely surrendered onto you. And please give me your protection. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, so this finishes. So ultimately, we have to get surrender to Krishna. This is the message of this Akrura's prayers. That in the ultimately he says, "I am completely surrendered to me, and please give me protection." So in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, and also Arjuna says that now I am your disciple. Please instruct me. Then Krishna starts instructing, and then at the end, Krishna says that. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणं व्रज अहं तं सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. I'll protect you from all the sinful reactions, but you have to surrender. Sarva dharman परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणं व्रज. So that is also ultimate conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. So this is mini Bhagavad Gita Akrura spoken. Okay, so if you all have time, we can spend 10-15 minutes for have you downloaded Kahoot, or are you going to play on Google? So those who haven't downloaded the Kahoot, then they can go to Google and just write kahoot.it, and there also you can play the Kahoot. Okay, so I'll share the screen. That's good, Mataji. Who haven't downloaded, they can go to Google and then write kahoot.it. Okay, so I'll share the screen, and I will send you the game pin. Mostly you all will understand how to play. It's not that difficult. So you can have two devices, but you can play with one device also. So what I do generally, I play on laptop, and I keep my mobile with me for the Zoom online. And what other people, some people use vice versa, like laptop for the Zoom and mobile for the Kahoot. Or you can do everything on the mobile also. There will be inset video for the Zoom, and then you can, on the full screen, you can play Kahoot on the mobile. So these are three options. You can choose anything you like, and I will send you the game pin. So there are three types of question. Only three questions are there in this quiz. So if everyone is like adapts easily, then we don't need to play anymore then. Wait a moment, I will share the screen, share the sound. Sorry. So this is the game pin. Whatever is displaying on the top, 6578019. So you can enter that game pin. I hope everyone is here and trying to attend. Okay, Arvind Prabhu. In Kahoot, yes. Join through the game pin, Prabhu. 657. Enter the game pin 8019 and write your nickname or your name. Okay, Saket Prabhu and Arvind Prabhu, please join. Prabhu, it is displaying on the screen 6578019 in Zoom. If you see Zoom. Sorry, 6578019. Yes, very good. Okay. So I think that's it. Okay. So let's start. Okay. So there will be three types of questions. One will be single choice. Okay, in which only one answer will be correct. The second type is the multi-choice, in which two answers are correct or more answers are correct, more than one answers, okay, are correct. And in the third option is the true or false, okay. So such three kinds of quizzes will be there. So there are three questions. So we are just trying, okay. And you have to be watchful of the seconds, okay. You have to finish by the timeline. Bhagavad Gita is a Vedic literature compiled by, this is a single choice, okay, Sanjaya, Srila Vyasadeva, Srila Narada Muni or Valmiki. Bhagavad Gita Vedic literature is written by, compiled by means. Who wrote it? Okay. Someone didn't answer. There were 6 people. So you have to work very fast, and within the timeline you have to answer. Okay. But as much as possible, try to answer correctly. Otherwise, maybe you will not get any point. But when there is multi-select, it will impact. If you are just trying to bluff, then it might. If there are two, like for the one, it is okay. You can bluff. But when there are 2 or more options correct, that time you have to be more perfect. Okay. And keep watching on the time, keep an eye on time. For single choice, there will be 30 seconds, and for true or false, 20 seconds will be given, and for the multi choice, 60 seconds will be given, 1 minute. Okay, so you have to work within the time. Okay, great. How to select answer? Hare Krishna Mataji. Okay, so okay, fine. So you have to click on that that answer. You on your touch screen, if you're on mobile, then you have to click on the correct answer. And for single choice, and for multi choice, you have to click on the correct option. Like more than one answers will be correct for the multi choice. Next question will be multi choice. So you can tap on that options and then press the submit button. Okay, don't forget to press submit button. For single choice, there will be no submit button. It will be automatically submitted. But for the multi choice, more than one answer will be correct. So try to tap. You got it, Mataji? Okay, next one. So this is multi-select. Which of the following is true? Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna. So there are more than one answer correct. Okay. Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Vyasadeva. Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Sanjaya. Yes, that's good. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna and to Arjuna. Okay. Okay, great.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I just disconnect. Can you tell me pin number?
The game pin is displaying at the bottom. 6578019.
8019.
Yes.
Mataji.
So be very careful when you are playing the game, no actual game. That time you sit just next to your modem or somewhere.
Yes,
But
Mataji.
Your power connection goes
Mataji,
off.
I selected both the answers correctly. Why didn't come in the score?
Maybe you tapped, but it was not tapped.
I tapped, but maybe
It
I
was not
tapped.
taken. It was not taken by the computer. Maybe it was not that good one. Maybe yes, Khyati Mataji, you want to answer?
Maybe it is timely. Scoring is based on the time.
Yeah, based on the time also. Yes.
Yes.
So within
I
the
can
time,
say
Arvind
that.
Prabhu, you did it within the time.
Yeah, I did it immediately.
Yeah. So
because-
your tap might not be that effective.
Probably.
Or
Yeah.
maybe we are doing like if the first person has does, they get the highest point, and then subsequently we get the less marks. That's what it shows me over here. You got less mark because on my first question it says that I'm after Saket, so I'm losing 4 points.
Okay. Yeah, but it's not like that, Mataji. Like what I think, I have to ask Rohin again. But as per my experience, you are supposed to get what you are. Like it's not like competitive. Like it's not what do you say? competitive study, like as compared to you, if I have answered later, I will get lesser mark. It's not like that. But if I answer incorrectly, out of 2 questions, if I answer 1 question incorrect, then I might not get any mark. So, but he said that he has answered, but then I think it's some issue of tapping or something. So when you are tapping, just check that it is actually tapped, like it is darkened or it has been marked or something. It will display like you have tapped. So please check after tapping that it has been done properly or not. Okay, let's move to next one. This true and false. Bhagavad Gita has in total 700 verses. True or false? Okay. Somebody didn't answer. So true or false, there will be only 20 seconds. Okay, so you have to be quick in the last test also, in the final. Okay. Okay. I'm light Vaishali Mataji. Okay. Congratulations all 3, but this is not the final one. Okay, good. So so this is how I told to kids also on Friday that on winning don't get puffed up for these quizzes, and for losing don't get depressed, because this is just a practice quiz. Okay. So who wants to play? I have one more quiz. If you have time, we can play one more quiz, or we can just let it go.
Mataji, I just wanted to add, I think that Prabhu, he selected the answer, but he must have forgotten to submit. If you don't submit, the answer doesn't go through.
Yeah. Arvind Prabhu, did you submit? He must have. I said that I submitted.
No, I just tapped on the 2 answers, but then I did not submit.
Submit. Acha, oh,
Because
yes.
I have done this so many times, Mataji. So
Yes.
I know that.
You have to
reason.
submit. Yes.
Yeah,
you
you forget sometimes. You're in hurry and you forget.
Okay, yes. You have to submit. Good. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay,
Yes, you have to submit. Yes. Because in the first one, like I said, first one it will take automatically, but in the multi-select, you have to tap the submit button also. Okay. So library, I had some. Okay. Overcoming fault finding, it has 8 questions. This is a good one. We played with the kids also, this one, and this is a good one. So if you all have time, we can play quickly. And so
Hello, Mataji. Hello. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji, I'll have to leave, unfortunately. But I have a couple of questions. The first question is, will there be any mantra, will there be any subjective question or just objective?
No subjective, Mataji. Only like Kahoot only. That's why we are doing.
Okay.
It will be on Kahoot only. So all the objectives. It will be on. It will be same like this.
Okay.
How we are playing currently.
So in total, how many questions will be there? Just for my curiosity.
There will be 37 questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will run almost an hour or 1.5 hours.
Okay.
It will start at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, 7:30.
Okay.
So 5:30 we are starting, because some people are here who are practicing now, but then there will be few more people who will be joining just that day. So we are starting at 5:30.
Semi-final.
But the actual game will start at 6 o'clock.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. ठीक है. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mother. Please join next on set and Sunday.
Sure, sure, I will.
30 or 6
Hare
o'clock, whatever you like. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Please enter this pin 366 3996. Saket Prabhu. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so we'll go a bit quicker, so because everyone's time is very precious. Okay, overcoming fault finding. Let's go. Okay, so first question, it is normal. Okay, just single select. Who mentioned about sieve and needle theory? This we haven't learned. You have to bluff here only. Okay, so we are just practicing. So this is some topic not related to what we learned. Okay, this our technical competency also only we are checking, not knowledge. Okay, multi-select. This is multi-select. Don't forget to submit. More than one answer is correct. So a person who finds faults in other person is full of qualities. Honeybee mentality, faults, fly-like mentality. So there will be a picture also in few of the questions, and you have to guess from the picture also. You can guess if you don't have any idea. This is one more option how you can. Okay, so it's faults and fly-like mentality. Okay, why Arvind Prabhu and Ritu Mataji, you answered incorrectly, or you didn't? You were late. Arvind Prabhu, could you submit this time?
Yeah, I could submit, but maybe I selected two multi answers.
Two, no? Yeah, there were two only, faults, and the second was fly mentality. So maybe it's wrong. It was wrong. Yeah. Even one is incorrect, then also it will get 0 only, because if there are two, if one is correct and one is incorrect, then also you don't get mark.
Okay.
So it's like either you get double marks or you are gone. So it's like that. Hit ya miss. So if there are three, like some few of the questions will have 3 correct, few of we have 4 correct or 2 correct, like that. So depends. If there are 3 correct answers, then for answering one or 2 correctly, you will get some mark. But if you answer 1 only correctly out of 3 correct answers, then you might not get an. So there are some terms in Kahoot, and also speed. So this is single choice. Honey and source are respectively compared to. So the first is honey and the second one is the source. Source means wound. So it's compared to what? Honey is compared to something and source is compared to something. Okay, good quality, faults. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So this is also single select. Desirable quality for overcoming fault finding. What do you need for overcoming? This is Sorry, this is Sanskrit. Achaplam, ahimsa, apaishunam, mardavam. Okay. Very nice. 4 people have given right answer. Okay. Good. This is multi-select, okay? Some examples of fault finders from class. So this is completely, we don't know. So any two are correct. Gopal Chakravarti, Amoga, Ramchandra Puri, and Duryodhana. Some examples of fault finders from class. Okay. So all are correct. So in that question, you saw that all 4 were correct. Okay, so that kind of question also might be there. All 4 might be correct, all 3 might be correct, or 2 might be correct. Multi-select is really, if you know, then it's very good for you. This is also multi-select. Some examples of fault finders from class who got purified later. So they were previously fault finding, but then they got purified. More than one answer is correct. Okay. Good try. Okay. So how to, like, sometimes we just miss in the beginning that was it single question, single choice, or was it a multi-select? So sometimes it had happened to me in past. That's why I'm telling. So you have to just quickly check if there is submit button or not. If there is submit button, then it is a multi-choice. Okay. Also the seconds, there will be 60 seconds, but today I have told you that it will be 16 seconds, but in the other quizzes it might be lesser or more. So we don't understand from the seconds, but you have to check the submit button. If you by chance if you forget or if you just oversee this, you can't, you don't remember that was it multi-select or was it a single select, then this is a quick thing to understand that if it is a multi-select or not. So just check for the submit button. So this is a single select. Who committed offense at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva? Who offended Lord Shiva? This from the history, very easy. If you know the history of Shiva and yes, good. Nice. So Daksha Prajapati was Lord Mata Parvati's father, and he didn't invite Lord Shiva when he was doing yajna. So he offended Lord Shiva. Okay, the last is multi-select. So more than one answer is correct. Solutions to fault finding tendency. What is the solution to fault findings in tendency? Prayer and strong spiritual practices such as reading shastras, etc., seeing the goods in others, appreciation of good qualities and serving them. We should ask ourselves some relevant questions, recognizing self as a fault finder, accepting our difficulty, and seek help. Okay, all 4 are correct. Okay, all 4 should be implemented to diminish this quality like fault finding. Very good. Saket Prabhu. Okay, nice. So I hope this time was fine, Arvind Prabhu, Ritu Mataji, everything was good. Okay, fine. So see you all on Sunday 5:30. Ritu Mataji left. Okay. So Sunday 5:30. Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.